Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Apple Watch that I got right here. This is the Series 8 that you're looking at right now, and likely you have been doing your research on this. And I'm going to try and give you the best review that I know possible, at least for my purposes and how I use the Apple Watch. I've had an Apple Watch for a long time. Actually, I had the second version of the watch, and so I had it for many years, and so I finally upgraded into the Series 8, and I'm very glad. Now, just so you know, like I've been using, like I said, the Apple Watch forever. I mainly was using it for my steps, tracking my steps whenever I was going out on hikes, and I thought that was a really cool thing. But I was also tracking my heart rate. I was tracking my exercise and my movement, and so that's why I was using it. Now, I think it's really great for that purpose, but it was always great for the other purposes, like responding back to messages, controlling your music with your watch, things like that. And the complaints about people saying like, I don't want my watch notifying me of every little thing. The beauty behind the Series 8 is that you can mute a lot of those functions within the Apple Watch itself, and so that's what is absolutely great about the Apple Watch. I think that is a feature that we don't want to be interrupted all the time, and so you can definitely mute those features. Now, some of the other features that you're going to be noticing with the Series 8, whether you're getting an Apple Watch for the very first time or you're getting transferring from an old watch to a new watch. All right. Now, I would say from the Series 7 to the Series 8, I can't speak too much about that, but from the friends that I have, they say, there's somewhat of an update, but this is going to be obviously the best update because this does have the crash detection on it. So if you do, like, if you're riding your bike and you fall off the bike and you crash, it will notify your phone and say like, "Oh, did you crash or what was that an accident?" Now, I've never crashed on this at all. So that's something that you should keep aware of. I've never crashed, and why would I want to get into a crash? But yeah, that is one thing that you get. You also get the ECG. You also get the blood oxygen levels. You can go ahead and test for that as well, and you can control multiple apps. The app that I mainly am using right now, which is actually I've been using quite a few apps just because the upgrade from the Series 2 to the Series 8 is a wild and drastic difference. But what I've been using lately has been the an app for yoga. I do DDP yoga, and so the app works really well on the watch and communicates really well with my phone as well. So I want to kind of show you what that looks like. I'll show you some of the watch faces. We're going to go to the overhead camera. The video quality is, not as clear as this, but you're going to get an idea of what it looks like. So let's head over there. All right. So once you go ahead and you unpack the watch out of the box, Apple is going to ask you to go ahead and, if you want to update the watch from one old watch to a new watch. And so Apple is really good about transferring, information from one device to another. You could do it with your iPhones, your iPads, your desktop computers, whatever. And it's no different for the watch. So you can go ahead and you can use that transfer for the watch. But if you're setting up a new watch for the very first time, it's going to be pretty easy. But just know that you're going to end up using the Apple Watch app. That's why I've got it right here on the screen. I actually use this as my webcam. But what you're going to see here is I've jumped into the Apple Watch app itself. And once it's all done and updating, I would say it takes about maybe 30 minutes for you to update it. As with all new things, it updates. You just got to make sure that you have all the updates for the watch and the phone so that you're getting the newest versions of whatever it is that you're looking at. All right. So what you're going to get on the watch, we'll just show you real quick what you get on the watch. So this is the bigger watch, right? So this is the watch that is like I think the 45 millimeter one. It's the larger one. It's larger for my wrist. And I got the Nike band. So this is like a rubberish band. It's not rubber, but if you had a watch before, it doesn't pull on your hair or anything like that, and it breathes, especially if you're going to be running or exercising or whatnot. And it's just got a little clip. It's got a little flap here that comes out. You see that, and then it just snaps right in on your wrist if you go ahead and do that. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy. All right. It does have a watch crown right here. So this watch crown can be used for a number of things. So one of the things that you can do is that you can go ahead and you can jump in and you can look at like say the weather, and then you can use the watch crown to look at like say the weather, and the watch crown will scroll for you. Okay, and you can feel it. It's got this haptic. It's got like a haptic notifier. Like you can feel it like vibrating whenever you run it up and down. All right, so you can go ahead and do that. You go ahead and press the watch crown again. It'll take you back to the home screen. And there's different home screens. I'll show you all about that here in a second. You can if you tap the watch crown, you can go ahead and you can see the different apps. Now you can set up the different apps on the phone itself. So that's just something as a heads up. But some of the things and the cool features that you have about this watch is that number one, it's got the crash detection. So if you end up in a car accident or in a bicycle crash or something like that, it will notice if you've been in a crash based on, I guess, whatever technology they have on the watch. It can notice whenever you've been in a crash, and then it will say, do we need to call the emergency authorities? And so that's just something that you can kind of like look at and think about. Now, I know it's kind of hard to see on the screen. I'm trying to like adjust it right here so that you can kind of see without um, the screen being blown out with the whites. But some of the cool things that you're going to get on here, you get right here, you get like an ECG. And so you tap on that, and the ECG will go ahead and it's going to measure, it's going to measure your whether you have a regular heart rate or not. So you just go ahead and you put that on, and you're going to wait like 30 seconds. And so we'll go ahead and do this. And you're normally supposed to be like sitting calm, but I am talking. It says right there, no, Apple Watch never checks for heart attacks or anything like that. But it should be measuring what you're doing right now and measuring for a normal heartbeat. Now, this isn't, medical grade. It's just giving you, I guess, a rough estimate of what it's doing. So I can't recommend that you can use this for ECG purposes. But let's see what it ends up saying right here. It'll say average. I got an average heartbeat of 77 beats per minute. Does not show the atrial fibrillation. Blah 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 blah. It goes on. So yeah, that's kind of a cool feature that you got right there. All right. You can also do medications. So I have also set up my medications in here as well. So I take a probiotic. Uh, I take my levothyroxine, my rosuvastatin, and I can go ahead and I can say, oh, I've logged all of this as taken. So I did take it earlier today. I forgot to go ahead and say that I did take it. But you can set this up, and you would basically be setting it up in the phone app itself. All right. So you can do a lot of the stuff in the phone app as well, while combining back and forth of what you're doing. All right. Another cool feature on this right here is the heart rate monitor. You can check the heart rate. It will say like 83 beats per minute. I'm talking right now, so I'm standing on one leg. So currently 75 beats per minute. That's about right for me. It's pretty normal for me. And then right here is the blood oxygen. So a lot of the things happening in the during COVID, everyone was looking for like their blood oxygen. So you can go ahead and do that and wait, and it'll take your blood oxygen. And it should rate anywhere between 95% to like 99% of blood oxygen that should be running through your body. All right. So they have different meters for this, but this will do it through your wrist right here. So it says unsuccessful measurement could not be measured, can be caused by the band being too loose or too tight. And that is true. The band is kind of tight on me right now, so we're going to loosen it up and see if we can go ahead and take another measurement. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll try it again. So there you can see, no talking, 98% blood oxygen. I'm doing pretty well. So, if you have something like COVID, you could probably measure it like this right here as well. So that's another cool little feature that you have right there. And then we can go back into the crown. It's got the exercise feature right here. You can track your exercise. Today, I haven't done a whole lot of exercise, but you can see like it'll show you the challenges and all that, what you've achieved, some of your accomplishments. And the exercise will match with Fitness Plus if you subscribe to Apple Fitness Plus. That's kind of a cool feature. And then it's got all the other apps. One of the cool features that I did find on the Apple Watch, and I never knew that this was a thing, is the walkie-talkie function. It's this yellow icon right there in the middle. All right, oops, not that one, but it's this white icon, and this is actually a walkie-talkie. So if you go ahead and tap on it, you can walkie-talkie to other people who are using the walkie-talkie itself. So if I went ahead and I tapped on, like, say, my friend Dominic, I could say, "Hey, here it is." And if he's got his watch on as well, you can use your watch as a walkie-talkie. So let me go ahead and press talk and see if he'll answer. Hey Dom, are you around on the walkie-talkie at all?
I'm here. I'm just not in the office right now.
Awesome, man. Hey, I'm just doing a real quick video for Amazon right now, and I just was running a test on it and showing people how to use the walkie-talkie. So I'm glad that you answered.
Oh, nice. Yeah, like I said, I'm here on the walkie-talkie.
Awesome. Thanks for the help, buddy. I appreciate it. So there you go. That's the walkie-talkie. So that's a really cool feature with the Apple Watch itself. So you can do that, but this only works with people who have Apple Watches themselves, and it's good if they have an updated Apple Watch. So that's kind of a cool thing to have. And then, of course, you can upload all your other apps. The touch detection on this is really, really great. From my Series 2 to the Series 8, it was not that great, but like I can really do calculations if I wanted to. 55 plus 98 equals 153. So it's really good as far as the touch is concerned because my Series 2 would not take the touch as well. So this is a really great thing for me. I can start the music. I can use my Apple Wallet, so I can use my different cards for whatever it is. I've got my insurance card. I got my Jimmy John's card. I've got my vaccination cards. I got all kinds of stuff in here. So I have been able to go to the gas pump, and as long as I have my phone within distance, I can go ahead and double press right here, and it'll bring up my cards, and it won't activate anything unless I'm actually near my phone, and of course near the near field scanner. And then all I have to do is just tap my wrist over to the scanner, and it will deduct out of my account. So I think that is also a really cool feature that exists on the watch as well. It's a lot faster than the Series 2. I'm going to tell you that right now. Then a couple of other things you can do. You can change the watch faces by getting on the edge of the phone, or I'm sorry, edge of the watch, and you can go ahead and you can change the different watch faces. So you can do that if you wanted to. And then, of course, you can do the same thing just by long pressing and saying, "Oh, that's the one that I want." You can long press on the watch itself, and then you can change out the different, um, you know, whatever it may be, a different watch face if you want. So if I wanted Mickey Mouse, I could do that. If I wanted to edit it, I can edit, you know, whatever it is, the way it looks, complications, you want color. And these are all listed in the app itself for the watch app. So if I go back and then I say, "Oh, I don't want that. I want all my fitness stuff, or I want like a top down view of everything. Here's the weather, here's the sunrise, here's how much I've exercised today. This at 95% is how much battery is left on the watch." And so you could tap in any one of these. I could tap right here and it'll take me to my calendar. On If I tap on the date, on Monday. If I tap on the time, I thought it would do something. Maybe it would do something. If I tap on the date, actually, it will take me to the calendar itself. Monday the 17th will actually take me to the events of happening that day. If I tap on the weather, obviously it's going to take me to the weather, and then I can zoom with the crown, or scroll with the crown. If I wanted to check the sunrise, it'll tell me what the sunrise is. If I want to allow, like, where, I can allow, the clock using my location, I can say, yeah, allow while using in the app, and then of course it will bring this up right here. I'll say Phoenix right here, so I can do that, and then battery life. There's so much that you can do with this phone or with this watch that I recommend that you really, really explore with it. Like the one that I'm using for, and I'll just show you what we're doing here. It's got a really cool a hand washing feature. So if you do start washing your hands and you're going like this, it will notice. I don't know if it will notice it here, but it should notice. Let me see. It's probably if it will do it. No, I think it has something to do with the microphone, has something to do with the microphone and water, and then the movement of your hands going at the same time. But it will tell you like to wash your hands for 20 seconds, which I think is really, really cool. But some of the things that you can do, with the watch itself, you can come in, you can set all of this up, the Find My, you just go in. I recommend that you go in and you really, really give it a look around. You can disable a lot of the notifications of like text messages and things like that, and you can take it off of focus. If you do, like right here on the watch, if you come in here, you can go ahead and you can get a top down view of notifications that have come through. And I have all those turned off, which is why I have not cleared them all out. But it'll tell if you got Amazon uploaded, it'll tell you, what's going on with Amazon deals that might be happening. um, you can come in, you can see like what's happening on Instagram. But if you swipe from the bottom up, it will show you, are you on Wi-Fi? Right now, I'm not on notifications. I could take the notifications on or off. I can go ahead and find my phone right there. If I lost my phone, that's my phone ringing right there. This right here is actually the focus. So I'm out of focus, or I can say I'm in do not disturb personal work, sleep, remote work from home. So we could just say I'm from work from home, and I can change it for on 1 hour. And there we go. And there's like flashlights. There's so much that's going on that is in here. So I do recommend that you go ahead and you give it a look whenever you are reviewing this watch. This is a really worthy watch for me, especially when it comes down to me doing exercise. It works well with the DDPY app. Not that I'm trying to feature that, but it works really well as like a fitness tracker itself.